Welcome to Keepers of the Abyss. I am your host and DM, Q, and these are all of my lovely people.
Hello, I am Angel and I'm playing a drow rogue named Kenny.
Hello, I am Corey. I'm playing Dimitri, who's a tiefling sorcerer.
My name is Ali. I'm playing Arcacia. I'm playing as a tiefling warlock.
Hello, my name is Helms, playing Bubble, a Selkie cleric.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm going to play Neri, and she is a wood elf bard.
And last couple prequel sessions of Keepers of the Abyss, Bubbles and Arcacia took a boat from Illyrion to the Silver Isles. Bubbles is just trying to spread the good word of Istis, while Arcacia's only goal seems to be finding a man that goes by the name Valente Silverleaf. Lots of seasickness, polymorphs, and magical storms later, they finally reach the Cobalt Isle, specifically a large port city that goes by the name of the Broken Shore. Here, they spend some time wandering together, becoming pleasant acquaintances in the process. Meanwhile, on a boat coming from a different direction and headed to a whole other location entirely, Kenneth and Dimitri have ventured up from their home in the Underdark on a quest to find their lost siblings. After an opportune meeting with a fortune teller, who shows them each a glimpse of their future, the two determine that Nancy and Brian are indeed alive. Unfortunately, things go a little sideways, and they are teleported off of their boat by the fortune teller, leaving them stranded in an unfamiliar port city with nothing but a cryptic farewell and a vague assurance that they would indeed meet again. Today, these two groups will finally come together, and perhaps find a new friend along the way. That is where we shall start. Cue the intro music. And Dimitri, y'all wake up in a unfamiliar location that you remember falling asleep in the last night, so nothing too terrible to worry about.
Yay!
Oh, good. Well, I mean, Kenny doesn't really sleep, he trances, but he probably tranced real hard after jumping through a teleportation spell. I would imagine.
Like an idiot.
Like the idiot that he is. I assume they're gonna probably pack up their stuff and head out of the inn that they stayed in that night.
Sounds good to me. Definitely will avoid eye contact with the innkeeper.
The innkeeper does not avoid making eye contact with you. She stares directly at you, Dimitri, as you guys walk out.
Okay, then I'm gonna look at her even harder.
You know what? Kenny is completely clueless. He's gonna poke out from behind Dimitri and just wave as hard as he can at her. Hey, have a nice day, ma'am. Thanks for having us.
She calls after you. Hope you two had fun last night.
He looks really confused because he's like, well, we didn't play any games last night. I don't know what she's talking about. I just kind of went to sleep.
Come on, we're leaving right now. We're leaving.
Did they have board games I didn't know about?
We're leaving. We're leaving. Right now. We're going.
Make me perception checks, both of you.
Okie dokie. I got a 19.
I got a 9. Woo!
Bada boom!
Dimitri, you're still a little distracted about the innkeeper. You're still kind of annoyed at her. Like, would she just shut the fuck up? You know, that kind of thing. Meanwhile, Kenny, you're
with a good comeback.
Yeah, you've only just now come up with it, and you're like, damn it, I just stepped out the door. I can't go back in. Damn it. Meanwhile, Kenny, you're like, oh my god, I've never been somewhere that isn't the Underdark before. This is amazing. You guys step out onto a bustling street. It's probably about 10 a.m. Fairly early in the day. Nice day out. Everything appears to be peaceful. There are some storm clouds brewing on the horizon, but that seems to be fairly normal around these parts. Is there anything in particular you guys are looking for?
Well, Kenny looks like a kid in a candy shop. Let's just be real right now. He looks super excited, and he keeps running to each stall and each window and looking into each and every one of them, which has to be terrifying to the people on the inside, because he's a drow elf and he's just slamming his face up against the glass. And he's really excited, and he turns to Dimitri. Hey, you wanna go into one of these shops? You wanna, like, see if they got anything cool? Like, like, food? I could definitely go for food right now, buddy.
I mean, that's where you're at right now.
That is where I'm at.
Okay, sure. Let's look for a food.
The store you're currently standing outside of is just a regular old general store. Doesn't seem to be anything particularly interesting about it, but there are smells drifting on the air. Perhaps you could ask somebody where a good place for food is.
Oh, So he just kind of sniffs the air a little bit, and he walks over to the nearest person at one of the stalls, and he's like, hey, hail and well met, sir. Can I ask you where the nearest place to grab some food would be?
The dwarf kind of looks up at you, and he, kind of looks like, I'm not a guard, I'm not supposed to be, well, you can, he starts pointing, you can go down that way, and they have some, there's a couple of taverns down there that are pretty popular. If you want to go that direction, he points at a completely other direction. He's just kind of vaguely pointing. There's no streets he's pointing down, just kind of gesturing vaguely. Go in that direction, that's where the open food markets are. So if you're looking for like something to cook, that's kind of where you want to go. If you're looking for more high-end stuff, and he points just literally behind him, which is just a brick wall, but he seems very convinced. Hey, you go that way. You should be able to find some of the high-end, fancy, schmancy restaurants. Yeah, I'm sure you can find something. There's food everywhere.
So while he's doing that, Kenny is just nodding, and he's got his hand on his chin, like he's paying close attention. But then when he walks away over to Dimitri, he just kind of like, his ears droop. He's like, I have no clue what he just said.
Like in general?
Like, he kept pointing to things, man, and he pointed to a wall. Do I need to phase through the wall? I don't know spells. I don't know how to do that.
Apparently, quotation marks, the brick wall, if you could call it that, is where the high-end stuff is. We are not high-end unless you've been keeping gold from me and not telling me.
Nah.
So I think maybe we should try that way for the more open market kind of thing.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sounds good. Thanks, sir. He just kind of waves to the dwarf, and they head off in the direction that he generally pointed.
You head off in this direction. The city you guys have shown up in, which you only vaguely know, you were told it was the Broken Shore, but you don't really know anything past that. Fairly crowded port city. There's a lot of trading going on, pretty much everywhere. Especially as you get closer to the sea, which is generally the direction that you point in for just like the general food stuff. The people you pass, especially you, Kenny, because you tend to be more amazed by this kind of thing, there's just all kinds of people here. You're seeing races that you've only heard about in books. Like, the scope of new things you are seeing is fantastical. Dimitri, you haven't seen a lot of this stuff too, but you're a little bit less excitable about it. You're like, yeah, people.
Yeah. No, he's definitely like, when you're walking, but you're super excited, and so you're like bouncing on the balls of your feet. As he's walking, he's doing that, and he's kind of doing little swirls and turns, and he's looking around at everything. And he'll pull on Dimitri's arm and pull him over to something that looks really interesting. They keep getting sidetracked. They are still heading in the direction of the food.
You guys would get over to where you're generally advised to go. It appears this is where people first coming off of boats usually go, so there are a lot of immediate places to eat. It's very tourist trap kind of feeling, but it's obvious that they've catered to a specific idea here. It's like, easy access to cheap food. for people who are coming off the boats and are willing to spend money on this kind of thing. So there are a number of places you can choose from. Do you want to roll perception checks, or what do you want to do?
Let's see. I got an 18.
I got an 11.
There are a number of places. One of them appears to be an inn, kind of like the one you just left. It's called the Rusty Nail. There's also a tavern of sorts that appears to be very busy. That one looks like probably a good choice. There are a couple other smaller places if you're looking for something quieter.
Hey, Dimitri, that one looks pretty popular. You wanna go to that one? Or do you wanna, like, not be around too many people? Cause, I don't know, man. They looking at us kinda weird.
Well, I mean, if you can keep your eyeballs in your head as we're, like, looking at stuff, we can go there. If it's popular, it's probably, okay.
I will keep my balls firmly in my skull.
Okay, good.
So they laugh and they head over towards the popular looking tavern and walk in.
That's going to take us to Bubbles and Arcacia. Last we left off, Arcacia was getting a piggyback ride from Bubbles. Y'all were initially trying to find some shops, but eventually you decided you just really want to find a place that's got gossip.
Grab Arcacia's hand, running, screaming, "Beer!"
Alright, and in retaliation, I exclaim back at you, why are you grabbing my hand?
Well, I gotta make sure you don't throw up on yourself. What else am I gonna do?
I simply just groan.
We go in, sit up at the bar, and I start asking for drinks.
You guys
All right.
went into a rather crowded tavern. The first one that you guys had seen, something that had caught your eye when you got off the boat initially. You walk through the throng of people, Bubbles. You push right through. You sit down on one of the empty stools. You just drinks. The bartender looks at you, raises an eyebrow. What are you doing, Arcacia?
Well, first things first, I'm trying to get a hold of myself. I don't want to drop down anytime soon. Once I'm finally collected and level-headed, I give a look at Bubbles and I say, yeah, we're not going to be doing that anytime soon. If I ever ask you to carry me ever again, you have my permission to kill me on the spot.
Oh, don't deny you had fun with the piggyback ride. You know you did.
No, I did not. While Bubbles is ordering drinks, I look around. I want to make a perception check and see what I can see in the bar. God damn it. That's an 8. What do I see?
Well, Arcacia, you start looking around. You're like, I'm gonna find what's going on in the bar. And the first thing you see that immediately distracts you from anything else is the bard setting up in the corner, pulling out their instrument, and instantly just playing a very long, loud note that just cuts through everything else. Neri, what are you up to?
Well, I'm just having the time of my life, I just found out that the city I was trying to go to with all the elves, all the elves are dead. So I'm, really not in the best mood. So I'm just trying to play my best sad songs. The people I was looking for, they're all dead. So I guess I'll sit here and play my flute instead. And then she just kind of, wails and sobs. So that's where I'm at. I'm crying on stage.
Alright, can I approach the bard?
You can go right ahead.
Alright, so I approach her. So, is there something wrong with you? Just looking at you makes me feel sad. And I'm always sad. So we're hitting a new rock bottom. Can I help you with any way? Yes. Yeah. I mean, you're the only bard here, and you're the only one who's bringing down the mood.
I mean, unless you can bring back all of my dead friends, then, I don't think you can help me.
You can actually do that. All you need to do is sacrifice your soul.
I jump up and smack him on the back of the head before he continues to say anything else. Hey!
Wait,
That's
what
not
were
right.
you saying?
Just with your traumatic experience, you can't be tormenting this poor woman.
Alright, so here's what you can do. I'm not giving you 100% of my word, but I am giving you at least 61%. You could sell your soul to the nearest demon or the nearest lich, and not only do you get some cool spells, but you just might Bring back your friends.
Kenny and Dimitri come in at that point.
Right at that moment, both of you make me perception checks.
Okay. I got a 17.
I got a 19.
Kenny, your eyes are drawn immediately to the group of 3 people who is just arguing in the corner. One of them is like sadly playing a flute while on the side of her mouth going like, unless you can bring back my dead friend. You immediately notice the tiefling because you just naturally pick them out of crowds. It's like, no, just sell your soul to a demon, it'll be fine. And there's this human-looking girl who smacks him upside the head as he's talking. Dimitri, you glance at this group, but your eyes are drawn to another couple of people who seem to be drawing attention to themselves in the bar. One of them appears to be a troll of some sort. Not like a wild troll, but one of the more civilized varieties, who is talking very loudly. Very loudly. And then his companion, a woman who appears to have drow ancestry. And she's nodding along with what he's saying and smiling demurely every few minutes.
Kenny's gonna, because let me roll an impulse check, hold on. I got 2 things I can do here. We're about to find out which one it is. I got a 12. You're lucky I got a 12. Okay. That passes my impulse check and he can reel himself in. So, more calmer than I would have originally had him do. He walks over and kind of like offers a big smile at them, the tiefling, and then at the sad bard. It is like, so, couldn't help but overhear, you're talking about dead people and demons.
You see, this sad person who's been crying for God knows how long and tormenting about her dead people.
Okay.
Asked me for an assistant, and I'm offering my assistant, and she's replying my gratitude with more tears.
Well, I'm going to stop you there, buddy, because you know what? No one understands tieflings and demon packs like your buddy here, Drow Elf. But I'm going to have to say, and he kind of like stands in between the elf that's crying and the tiefling and puts his hands up very, very passively. He's like, you might be coming on a little strong, sir, because you're making her cry, and I don't think she's in any position to take advice if someone just died.
I was already crying.
You know what she really needs? She really needs a good, like, tea or something. I don't think you should be playing music right now. You look like you need to take a break. Do you need to take a break? He just kind of turns to her. She's like, do you wanna go sit down? You can join me and my friend Dimitri. We're here for food. You look like you need a nice person to talk to. We're really good people. Don't take my word for it, but yeah, I think we're good. You know, you're welcome to join us.
Oh, I see what's going on here. All of you are ganging up on me.
I smack him upside the head again and mouth, thank you.
Sir, I am doing none of the gangbanging.
Wait, what?
Trying to help this poor girl who looks like, she looks a little like she can't handle this right now. So maybe
Mary is blushing.
He doesn't know what that word means. Let's just be real. I think the best thing would just have a round of drinks. I don't drink, but you're welcome to. Have some food. Food always makes me feel better, and I'm very hungry. So, how about we eat? And then you know what? You can talk to me more about this deal with the devil stuff, because I'm interested in hearing about it, because I'm on a quest, and that's what you do on a quest, right? He just looks to Dimitri for help.
What has Dimitri been doing through all of this?
As this was happening, he followed Kenny, but as much as he's kind of paying attention to what's going on with Kenny, he's been trying to kind of hear what the troll and the drow are saying over at the bar.
If you want to make me a perception check, you can see if you can overhear what they're saying.
Okay.
Or I guess you could do, if investigation is better.
Investigation, I got a 13.
You can hear bits and pieces. You can't hear, like, complete thoughts of what's going on, but you feel like you keep hearing the word heresy being thrown out very loudly by the troll, who is just proclaiming about these islands and the heresy, and it won't stop, and we've been sent here from the mainland. I don't want to be here. I hate it here. It's all wet and muggy, and can't the heretics just calm down for a minute? Like, do we have to deal with them now? Is it really that important if one of the islands gets destroyed? I mean, come on. And, like, the drow elf next to him just, like, puts her hand on his shoulder and goes, yes, it's very important things get destroyed. Obviously. That's why we're here, because we don't want things to get destroyed. Another thing you would notice about them is they are both wearing the regalia, I guess you could say, or robes of Istus.
Obviously, Kenny's not noticing any of that as he's trying to calm down this tiefling and kind of help this elf. Dimitri, buddy, pal, you want to help me out a little bit?
Maybe we could all get a table together, near the bar for no particular reason, and just
that's a great idea.
Yes, it is a great idea.
Arkesha just grumbles under his breath because he knows that he might get smacked again if he speaks up, even though he wants to speak up.
Damn right.
So Kenny's gonna turn around to the elf because he doesn't know her name yet. He's like, "Do you need any help collecting your stuff?" Or he's like bends down to try to like help her pick up her stuff.
She's like, no, I'm fine. Like, don't worry about it. I just gotta like clean up my stuff. And she's like trying to carry her flute and like her drink and like her bag and everything. And it's like everything's just falling all over the floor. And like at some point, a piece of bread falls to the floor and she just picks it up and shoves it in her mouth. She's like, I'm gonna be here. I'll be always ready.
Like Kenny's just gonna nod. His mouth's kind of open in awe. Me too. I would have done the same thing. He grabs her bag for her, and so she can balance her drink. Kind of like helps her up, and they head over to the table.
Yeah, she's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, you're so nice to me, and I just met you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what heroes do.
You're a hero?
Well, I'm aspiring to be a hero. I wouldn't say I'm quite one yet, but on my way there.
Does puking on a boat classify you as a hero?
You know what? I've never been on the Big Blue before.
Hey, speaking of puking on a boat, you and my friend here have a lot in common.
No.
I kind of nudge you over there, and they make him start talking.
Hey, you know what? I've never been on the Big Blue. I didn't know it rocked like that. Yeah, I got the same problem, man.
Yes, it seems that we do. Although that I can't relate to your problem.
I assume it's just relatable on the Big Blue. I'm fine on ground. He like stomps his foot on the ground. It's solid. I'm good. I'm not gonna puke right now.
If you puke, it's fine. I'll just catch it in my bag.
Oh, that's real nice of you. Thanks.
Of course. She just like leaves it all in there. She's like, he barks in my bag. I have to bark somewhere.
Arkesha basically follows them towards the table, still grumbling. I'd like to point out.
Wonderful. You guys shoulder your way through the people. Bar is pretty crowded, but once they see Mary, who's, obviously in a state of sadness and misery, they're kind of people like, oh, well, I guess we should kind of scoot over for them, trying to be nice. You guys managed to take up temporary residence at the bar. The bartender would come over and generally ask you guys if there's anything you want to drink, eat, anything in particular.
Yes. How much will that cost me?
He looks at you and, well, that depends what you order.
I don't want anything to eat, but give me the cheapest room that you have.
Sir, this is a tavern. I'm afraid I serve food here, I don't serve rooms.
Yes, I knew that.
Maybe he said rum.
I can get you a cheap rum, and he looks to everybody else. Is there anything you all want?
I'm just giddily nodding.
Kenny just raises his hand like he's in class. Sir, I would like a tea for myself, for my friend Dimitri, and one for this this elf here, I will pay for it. If you have any honey, maybe some nice honey and lemon.
Kind of lifts an eyebrow, as though to be like, this is a tavern, but, well, my partner in the back makes a decent tea. I can see if they'll get you something. You, the excited one, he points to you, Bubbles. What do you want?
I kind of start bouncing up and down. I'm like, okay, with that rum, I'll have 2 shots of vodka, if you have it, or something a little stronger.
My God, isn't it the middle of the day, you two?
It's the morning.
He looks to Dimitri, then he looks to them, he's like, is day drinking a thing on the surface?
Clearly, you've never been to a good party.
Bartender leans forward on the counter and says, lad, day drinking is a thing anywhere, if you're confident enough. Then he walks off to get y'all's orders.
Kenny just kind of shakes his head. He's like, all right then.
Neri just like turns to Kenny and she's like, are you sure you like want to buy it for me? Because I have this, like, I have my drink. I just like picked up some of the puddle outside and like put it in my cup and like I'm doing just fine. Like, you don't have to buy me anything.
Oh, no.
Oh, sweetie, of course we do. That's not a real drink.
Oh, well, I mean, I would save that for later.
I have a question. Is this something normal you people do? As soon as someone's crying, you basically spoil them? Did I miss something when it comes to society?
Kenny bristles a little bit, and his ears perk up, and his eyebrows narrow, and he's like, hey, listen, I don't know how it works on the surface, but when someone's upset, you're supposed to help them. That's what I was taught. I don't know what you're doing. I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your life, but I'm not gonna walk past somebody crying and just not do something.
So if I were to cry, one day you will find me crying, laying on the ground. Would you be treating me the same way? Or
Yes.
is this a special...
No, come ask you if you're okay.
Interesting.
It's just a decent thing to do. And he looks to Dimitri, he's like, am I crazy?
No, hot beverage, pat, there. That's the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, since we're here, and you offered me to buy me something, even though I don't drink. Yes, you did. Yeah, actually you did.
No,
You offered me
Slam my hand down on the table, staring at Arcasia, and raise my other hand.
This girl is scary.
we can skip the payment. How about information? Can you guys provide me information?
He looks really confused, and he looks around and points to himself. Me?
Information about what?
I'm looking for a guy named Valente Silversteel. Is that how?
Silverleaf.
Is that it? Yeah. I'm supposed to be looking for him. He is supposed to be here on the Silver Isles. And since you two are a good Samaritan, I think it's only fair that you offer me a helping hand.
Everybody who is paying attention to the general surroundings, make me a perception check. If your character is not paying attention, then don't bother.
That's not Kenny. He's baffled. He's baffled that Stan just said that.
I got an 8.
Oh,
I have a 12.
I won't even bother adding up my thing. There's no way I'm noticing anything.
Yes! That's a 16. That's a B+.
I'm just sitting there kind of pushing dust around on the table.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that Kenny is staring at him incredibly baffled. He's never had anyone talk to him like that before. He's so confused, and he just keeps looking to Dimitri, and then looking back, and then looking to Dimitri. Like, what's happening here?
As you guys are talking, you would see the drow lady. Dimitri, you'd be the only one who recognized her at all, because you noticed her earlier. You see the drow lady step up. She's left her troll companion, and she kind of slides politely into y'all's space. Says, I heard you guys were looking for someone.
Oh, we're looking for a lot of people, but I didn't announce that.
Yeah. Those people are not important.
Presses her fingers together very lightly and says, under Istis, all is important. I don't think any one person is more important than another. She looks to you, Bubbles.
breaks her head in
Says,
the other
"Oh."
direction. Yes!
She goes, "Oh, fellow priestess, it is good to see you here. It is very rare that I see many in my travels on the islands, but it must be fate that I've met you here." She smiles.
I smile back. The god of fate sent me on this way, so I guess it is.
She looks back to you, Acacia, and then slowly drifts her eyes to Kenny and Dimitri, and says, "Now, who are these people you're looking for?"
Kenny's kind of like a little. You can see he's annoyed. His ears are down, but not at her, at him. So he kind of like shoots daggers at him with his eyes because he said that his people aren't important, and then looks to her and like kind of smiles. We are currently looking for two very important people, and we were kind of sent here as well. I mean, I guess the hand of fate's kind of leading all of us.
This does tend to do that. She looks to you, Arcacia, and says, "And who are you looking for?"
Finally, I am looking for a guy named Valente.
What a dick.
Would you like to repeat that, please?
I said you're being
Anybody
a
want
dick.
to roll
All right.
What checks?
insight checks?
Inside. Oh, I'll roll for that.
I
Yeah,
got
I
a
rolled
17.
Yeah, I'll roll for that too.
Actually, I want to roll on the bot.
Ooh, 15. Nice. That's still a B.
13, and I have a big buff for my
I have
insight.
21.
I know that. Let me
I
check.
also got a 21.
What is this?
Oof.
Plus for your
My insight is +6,
Hold
so I got
on.
a 19.
What
Plus
is-
4.
What is the insight modifier? I'm looking. I'm sorry.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Oh, I got a 0 on wisdom. I'm a dumbass. I just got a 7.
You all got fairly good insights. You would all notice, as Arcacia says the name Valente Silverleaf, you notice a glimmer of recognition in her eyes. And she says, "Ah, you're here for a very curious reason, then."
Yes. So, if you could cut to the chase, and you could point me towards where this gentleman is currently residing, I'll be getting out of your hair. It's a win-win situation.
"Well, I'm afraid, young warlock, nobody knows where he is."
God damn it. Then what are you good for?
How you gonna
You
talk
shouldn't
to a lady like that, man?
I talk to everyone like that. It's called equality. Learn it.
Oh, I'm gonna have to show you a little bit of equality, sir. Have some freaking respect.
Well, if I treat no one with respect, doesn't that mean I'm actually treating everyone equally,
No.
Equally horribly.
but still equally?
Well, you're sitting here, you're asking people for favors and you're asking people for help, but you're being a
Because-
dick about it. You get more help with honey than vinegar.
And you were the one who offered to help me.
I never said I was helping you, sir.
Can I do an intimidation check?
It's also at
Against
this
who?
moment that the bartender would show up with a tray of drinks.
Perfect. Never mind then.
Kenny's just gonna take his drink and just
Slowly.
yes.
As you guys receive your drinks, the woman would look and say, "Oh, I appear I am interrupting something. I will return back to my companion. It was good talking to you, though."
I hope you fall into a pit.
I smack him on the backside of the head again.
Hey, lady who just smacked him. Can you smack him again, please?
Oh, absolutely. I'd take out both my hands together and whack him.
Thank you. Kenny stands up and he follows the drow elf. He kind of like stops to like kind of hopefully she stops. He doesn't want to touch her because that's rude, consent. And he's like, "Excuse me, I want to apologize. Nobody should be talking to you like that, especially a follower of Vistus. I and my companion, the blue one, not the rude one, are looking for people as well, but if you have a moment, we don't know the area, and you seemed kind enough to come over and talk to us. I would like to hear what you say."
She turns around quickly as you begin talking to her, and she listens. At this distance, now that you are closer to her, you can see that her skin is traced with intricate runes, and you would recognize some of them vaguely. Make me a history check to see how well you recognize them.
I got a 17.
You instantly pick up that she is part of one of the drow houses from Kolkira, where you were. Unlike you, she appears to be part of House Lamisol, which is very rare because usually people in that house follow the spider goddess, Lolth. But it appears that she is on the surface following Istis. She listens to your speech, and then she would offer you a gracious smile and say, there is no need to apologize. Some people have their ways of going about things, and other people like yourself have different, kinder ways. Do you mind if I ask who you're looking for?
He pauses, because do they have any problems, the two houses that he's from and she's
Your
from?
two houses are considered two of the friendliest houses. Both of them were very neutral houses, and thus they got along very well.
He lowers his voice because he doesn't like to talk about where they're from. And I'm not going to repeat everything, but he kind of whispers to her where him and Dimitri are from and smiles and is like, it's really nice to see another one of us on the surface. We're here looking for our siblings. Brian and Nancy, they came up years ago and disappeared, but recently we got a lead on where we could find them. So we came up to look for them, and that's why we're here.
She nods slowly and says, unfortunately, I might have an idea where they are. I fear that... She pauses, and she thinks about her words carefully before clearing her throat and saying, things on these islands are not particularly good at the moment, which is why my companion and I are here. She gestures to the loud troll who is currently about to get in a bar fight with somebody.
Oh my!
She pulls. She just kind of like goes, "Ooh, gonna deal with that later," you know. And she says, "Things on the island have been tumultuous of late, and if they come to the surface anywhere within the past few decades, I fear that something bad might have happened to them."
His shoulders and his ears droop, and he kind of looks around at the floor for a minute, his eyes darting, because he's thinking about what he saw in the vision, and he shakes his head and smiles and says, I know they're alive, but I thank you for your information. If you need any help, and he kind of gestures to her partner about to have a bar fight, if you need any help with that, I will offer my services if you need me, but as you are from where I'm from, I'm sure you can handle it quite well without me.
I can put him in line. Aelin is a little rowdy sometimes. He might be a paladin, but he's not always the most peaceful of paladins. She would pause again, and after a moment she would say, I cannot give you a location of where your lost siblings might be, but I might be able to send you in the direction they have gone.
Really?
It would be dangerous, she says quickly, as though not to dissuade you, but in like this kind of warning tone. I fear that it is a path that others have taken before you for other reasons, and it hasn't proved to be the safest. We're here, she gestures to Aelin, who is currently holding somebody aloft in the air and shaking him roughly. This 7-foot tall troll just like holding this tiny human man who's just like shaking him and yelling him. That's why we're here. We're hoping to go on this path ourselves and perhaps find what might have happened.
Oh, so you're going to be traveling that path?
In a sense, yes, though there are many paths that need to be traveled, and we are looking for help. I fear not all of us, she kind of falters, and she kind of glances nervously over her shoulder. Not all of us are very good at asking for help, but we are here trying to find help.
Well, I will offer you this. If you are heading in the same direction in which our siblings could possibly be, and you need help, I offer myself and my companion Dimitri as assistance.
Well, perhaps after I get my companion back in line, we can talk about it. Though I think your friends probably are missing you. Not be able to enjoy that beverage with them.
I will, you know what, I'll get back to them, if you need me. You know what? This is a bustling town, but it's not that hard to find me. Look at me. He kind of like looks up and down at himself. He's like, apparently me and my friends stick out like a sore thumb. So, we'll be around, and, if you need us, we'll probably be in one of the taverns or shops. And you know what? We'd be more than happy to help. Both of our quests seem to align.
Perhaps if we were to meet up this evening at the nearby inn?
Yeah. Oh, sure, of course. That sounds great. He like pulls out a little writing quill and kind of like writes a note on his hand to not forget.
She would give you the location of the sleeping skunk. You're not sure where it is, but you figure you can probably ask for directions.
Oh, I was just gonna say he'll write sleeping skunk on his hand.
And then she would say, and by the way, my name is Sissa. It's lovely to meet you. And she would gracefully turn and walk back to her troll companion who has several other people hanging off and trying to get the other guy down.
As she walks away, he just kind of calls. He's like, my name's Kenneth. And then waves a little bit and then turns around because she's busy and walks back to his companions, and he pushes the hot tea that is on the tray towards Neri so that she'll drink it instead of her pond water, and smiles to Dimitri and goes, "We got a lead, my friend, at the Stinky Skunk tonight. We're gonna meet up with
Did he already smudge the ink on his arm?
Yeah!
Like,
Oh no.
he went full meme.
He's like looking at it, squinting. Stinky
He can't
Skunk.
even read his own handwriting.
Yes.
Dimitri kind of leans over and is like, sleeping skunk?
Yeah,
Shrieking
sure,
skunk? Okay. Close
I
enough.
mean,
Whoa.
how many taverns have a skunk in it?
I don't know, I haven't been up here in a while. Things could have changed.
Meanwhile, what are Bubbles, Arcacia, and Neri doing?
Overhearing that they have a bit of a quest to go on, remembering that I was told by Istis I need to come out here and the people would find me, kind of pop up and better introduce myself than the angry hitting Arcacia lady. So I noticed you guys were on a bit of a quest, as it would seem.
Yes, we are.
Turns out I had a bit of a prophetic vision that I needed to come out here, and the right people would find me. I'm supposed to help some people.
His ears perk up. Really? You had a vision?
Raising both my hands, Istis as my witness.
Wow.
Here to help.
Dude, you're gonna... I shouldn't call a lady dude, sorry. That's a bad habit.
I just kind of giggle.
Dude can be gender neutral, it's okay.
When we were on the ship, we met a changeling who gave us visions. So that's gotta mean something. Maybe you're supposed to help us. I mean, it's your choice. You can do what you want. But we could definitely use the help.
So, looking back at Arcacia, I'm say, between my two choices here, I think I know which one I'm picking.
I think this is where we part away, because no offense, but I don't want to spend another minute with a bunch of people who talk nothing about religion. Alright, people?
Did I say much about religion? Because I'm pretty sure I was just being a good person.
He's been like this the entire time. If I hadn't been there, he would have been thrown overboard.
Oh boy.
We're both regretting that decision about right now.
Yeah, I think we are.
What about you, Elf? Anything you want to talk about your gal or something?
Me?
Yes, you.
I mean, I am an elf, so, like, it works. But you can call me Neri. I'm just kind of, like, lost right now. Spiritually lost.
Yeah.
Like, what? I mean, Kenny, Is that your name? I thought I heard somebody call you that.
Oh, he like turns to her because he was just kind of glaring at the other guy. He just kind of turns and his ears twitch a little. He's like, usually only Dimitri calls me that, but I mean, it's fine. You can call me Kenny. It's short for Kenneth. That works.
Well, I mean, I just feel like you and I are like kindred spirits, and like if you would just like take me with you, I would come. Like I just need to practice my music, so like I can do that anywhere.
You know what? And he like kind of like shifts a little. He's like, if you are in the need of some friendship and some companionship, I gotta warn you, I don't know how dangerous this path's gonna be, but you're welcome to join us for as long as it helps you.
I mean, I was in the army for 500 years, so I think I know how to fight,
Well, hot damn, you're welcome to join us.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, sweet. I'm so happy.
He's gonna fucking high five her, alright? Like, just like, alright, army for 500 years, high five!
Arkesha basically pretends that he's barfing and he points inside his mouth. Radiant scene that's coming from you guys is basically making him sick, physically sick.
Buddy, who hurt you? Why are you so like this?
Look at me. If you take a single look at me, you will understand why. I'm basically a half demon and ostracized by society. What more do you want from me?
Whoa. My pal here, Dimitri, is also the same way, and he is not a sourpuss. We have had our own fair share of hardships, sir. It's how you decide to deal with them that becomes the person that you are. Don't blame it on everybody else. It's how you internalize.
Wasn't I blaming it on everyone else? I'm blaming it on myself.
Just said society.
Yeah, society. I'm part of society.
Wow, you gotta take some time for yourself, sir.
I've been taking time for myself for the past 23 years. In my condition, that's like a quarter of my life. So basically, I'm entering my midlife crisis.
Oh, well, that makes sense then. Like, are we gonna like have to go out and buy you a sports carriage and like?
Oh man, I want to.
Can he just throws his head back and laughs and slams his hand on the bar table and just starts laughing?
Okay, Arkesha is basically slowly shaking his head and looking at you people, all of you people in this really disgusting and cringy expression. He basically doesn't want anything to do with you people.
He just like shakes his head and he looks to the bartender and he's like, "Hey sir, may I see your menu for food? I do believe it's time for me to get some noms on because this guy is driving me insane."
Yeah, the bartender would point you, Kenny, to the menu behind him. And then he turns to Arcacia and he gently says, "Well, I don't know what situation you came from, but if you're looking for a place where people aren't going to judge you for what you are, then the islands is the best place for you. Generally, we're very non-judgmental people, even for someone such as yourself."
Okay, so right now, Acacia, he's wondering how to respond to this. He's lost. He's lost in his thoughts.
Kenny's just gonna order like a Greek plate, but I don't think they're gonna call it that.
You can get a plate of fresh vegetables. They're not great, but there's also a lot of food that's going through here that's fresh, so they managed to scrounge up something that looks passable. Though the bartender does give you a kind of strange look as he hands it to you, like, I don't usually have people ordering rabbit food here, but fair enough.
Rabbit food? I'm not a rabbit. I'm a
Oh my gosh, rabbit! I love rabbit.
He just kind of looks around and then he starts eating. And he hands some to Nearty if she wants some. And Dimitri, obviously. And he offers some to Bubbles, too. He's like, if you guys want some. I mean, it's not meat. And now he's making a big deal of it. It's not meat or anything. It's just carrots and hummus. I like it.
I appreciate it, but I have my floor bread, so I'm fine.
Oh, you want some hummus for that bread?
No.
Okay.
I will take some hummus.
Just the hummus, nothing else.
Just the hummus. Literally me, though, with a spoon.
So with his clawed hands, he just scoops up the hummus.
You reach a talon in Dimitri and just scoop up a little bit of hummus.
Yep.
Since Arcacia doesn't want to spend any money, he's gonna eat from his rations of the day. Q, what do I get?
What do you get? Well, you get some stale bread-like substance. Something that maybe approximates meat at one point, jerky kind of. It's basically stuff that keeps for a long time. You do have a tankard of rum in front of you, so you can wash it down with that.
Yeah, Arkesha doesn't drink. Well, it's not like he expected a cuisine, so he's forced to eat whatever that is presented to him and thank, not the Lord, but thank his mom for packing him some food. Yes.
So Neri would see that he's eating some like plain bread, and she's like, "Well, if you like go over to the corner where I was performing, like that puddle I dropped my bread in, like made it taste a lot better. If you like want to go grab some of that."
I appreciate it, I really do, but I'm gonna have to decline, respectively, obviously. Oh, and then he turns to Kenneth. So once he said respectively, well, are you satisfied? I treated him with respect.
And he crunches the biggest fucking carrot he can find. Bare minimum, but whatever. That's progress.
Hmm.
He didn't say anything mean. I don't get it. It went over her head entirely.
Oh no.
He's just shaking his head at her. He's not saying anything. He's just crunching that carrot as loudly and as obnoxiously as he can.
It does not bother her at all.
Arkesha basically heads towards the bartender and he asks if there's anywhere he could earn money. He's looking at his pocket. He sees that he's very, very short on coins and he needs to get some sleep. So he
Are
asks,
you talking to bartender in a quiet voice, or would you say you're talking just like an ordinary talking voice?
it's gonna be deadpan and dry. Hey, so I'm kind of running long on money. I'm not saying that's because I want to dine and dash. That's not me. I just want to make that clear. But I do need money.
Now, vicious. Whisper.
I heard that.
Sorry. He whispered
As you are saying this to the bartender starts to open his mouth, say anything, but a booming voice, just projecting volume, just goes, "If you're looking for money, I have a job for you."
What can I do? Tell me the details, and I might be able to do the job. He replies.
You should come over here first if we're gonna be talking. I don't want to talk to you when you're so far away. You see a shiny ass troll paladin. It's the same one that was previously trying to strangle somebody.
God, no.
Oh, perfect.
No, do not hire him. God, no, please.
Alright, I heard you have some jobs that I might be able to fulfill. Let me hear the details. But his tone is not deadpan, it's normal. Because he's trying to be respectful.
You would see the same two that you saw earlier. You would see the elf that you saw earlier, the drow elf, with the strange tattoo. She just smiles vaguely at you and kind of like twiddles her fingers in a soft hello. Meanwhile, the troll plants an elbow down on the table and says, "You look like a warlock, aren't you? You worship all kinds of evil stuff, right?"
I humbly request that you take back your words. He looks offended.
Hashtag
Yeah,
not
the
all
paladin
warlocks.
just completely misses that you're offended or anything. He goes, yeah, so you're good with heresy, right? You'd understand that kind of stuff, right?
Woof.
Alright, and okay, now Arkesha is confused. I mean, I suppose I'm kind of new to this warlock business, but sure, if you say so.
How are you with cults?
Next question.
So my companion and I here, he claps one big 3-fingered hand on Sissa's back. She kind of jerks forward a little bit, but she's just like, just gonna live with it. It's fine. It's just how he is, you know. My companion and I here have been sent to the Silver Isles by the church, yeah? We're big shots in the church back home. He puffs out his chest a little. You know, nothing too big. They sent us down here and they want us to look for heresy because apparently something's causing big magic storms on the island. Ooh, spooky. People are going missing and people are dying. I don't know. Sounds like a load of nonsense to me. But anyway, they're sending us here and they have us going in several different locations to look for stuff, you know? I personally don't want to go digging around dinky ass towns looking for information on occults. You see Sissa, she just is slowly kneading the point, between her eyes, like at the bridge of her nose. She continues, I want to go over the Red Sands. I hear they have some fantastic temples over there, which I totally want to look at. So I was thinking, what if, and I know, my genius is amazing, what if we sent other people to go to the town and look for heresy? You feel me? You catching my drift? So, here's the deal. He puts his hands out like this is the most brilliant idea that anybody has ever had in the universe. I pay you a lot of money.
Money. Okay, I got money. Money. Alright, how much we're talking about?
Well, I'll pay you 100 gold out front. Any companions you bring, I'll pay them each 100 gold. Is that, Sis is just kind of like adding this up on her fingers and going like, okay. Upon completion, the quest, after you find the information and you bring it back to us, we'll pay you each 700 gold.
Alright, now we're talking. You see, lady, that's all you have to say. Hey, alright. This is what Acacia is saying because he, throughout his entire life, he's never heard about this much amount of money. So he's kind of overreacting. Alright, so if I get that straight, you basically want me to move to another town, collect some information about temples, cults, stuff like that, and you pay me 800 gold. Did I get that right?
Super simple, hardly any chance for it to go wrong, totally danger-free. I just need information because I don't want to go looking for it. I want to go to the Red Sands.
No. I understand you. I understand you totally and completely. No judgment. We all have our own weaknesses. We all have what we exceed in. I got it. But I want to make sure this is one thing clear. 800 gold, right?
800 gold each person.
Yes. Alright, I'm totally accepting your job. Just point me towards the direction.
Fantastic! He claps his hands and he reaches out one three-fingered hand for you to shake.
Well, and I humbly accept his shake.
Alright. I said,
Alright.
We'll be over at the Sleeping Skunk later with everybody else who's accepted this quest. You guys can all meet and then sail off the next day.
Alright, so I approach the table with a smile on my face. So guys, upon some self-reflection, I realize that I was in the wrong and I take full responsibility for my rude behavior earlier.
Can I roll for insight?
Yes, you can.
Can I also roll for insight?
My big old +6. Let's see what happens.
Alright, Bubbles.
14.
Oh, god damn it.
Listen, Kenny's not even rolling for insight. He's just like, you realize we could hear the troll from over here, right?
His big smile basically frowns down. You just had to ruin, didn't you? We were about to have a friendly conversation here, and you just had to ruin. Alright, dropping the act. I need the money, and I need some people to take care of it, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get snapped like a twig, and you people seem like capable.
And please explain to me why any of us should drop what we're doing when you told us that our quests were shit, basically, and help you.
Because there's 500 gold each in for you.
You guys know that he's lying because you literally heard the troll yell. Yes, 800 gold per person.
Again, I will reiterate because you don't seem to get it, sir. We could hear the conversation.
Alright, so
Dimitri quietly whispers reiterate.
Okay, Dimitri, just for that, I'm gonna roll intimidation at you.
Oh no. I'm excited now.
Go rogue assassin.
And +5, and that's a +5, that's 17.
Oh, let me roll against that. Hold on.
Yeah.
I got an 18 without my plus.
Arcacia, clearly tries to like have a presence. He does some similar things that you recognize from Dimitri when Dimitri is trying to kind of scare people off. Obviously like throwing his head in a certain way to make his horns look especially intimidating. His eyes kind of go darker. His pointed teeth kind of show. But you're like, Dimitri does that. That's not scary.
No. Listen, you think you're some tough shit. Well, let me tell you something. You don't know where I'm from. You don't know me. You don't know shit. So stop trying to intimidate. If you want help, ask nicely, be honest, or go.
Alright, well, you didn't have to be rude. I never
tried to intimidate
As he
me!
starts retaliating, I walk over and pick him up with one hand. I'm like, be sure to be nice, okay? And then I drop him.
Okay. Oh.
Wow, I like this chick.
Are you people supposed to be the good guys?
Yeah.
Debatable.
Yes, we're trying to be good guys. Hey, listen, you're the one
yes.
who paid step to me, sir, and you're the one who was rude, and you just tried to intimidate me. My best friend for my entire life is a tiefling. I don't buy into this shit.
Alright, swallowing his pride, Acacia mumbles, I need help. Can you please offer? And
What
that's
was
it.
that?
That's,
What was that? My hearing's just a little off today. It might be the alcohol. I'm gonna need to say that a little louder.
Alright, I use the cantrip thermography to boom my voice 3 times louder.
Oh boy. That is not how you get us to help you. I'm just gonna tell you that one right now.
Alright, well, DM, would you allow me to use thermography?
You're gonna piss off a lot of people in this tavern.
I would say you might get thrown out of the tavern, but does Arcacia know that?
Oh no.
Alright. No. Acacia right now is held back to a corner, and now he's reflecting. Alright, listen to me. I'm gonna be completely honest with you all. I don't know how to deal with people. I know it's hard to believe, but I lack a lot of social communities, and I don't know how to deal with people. And for the majority of my life, I've been treated like shit, I've been spat on, and I've been disrespected. And to be honest, that's how I feel towards the world. So please, for the love of God, or whatever deity you guys pray to, lend me a hand just this one time.
Listen, that whole speech, that got to him. So, Kenny's ears droop, he drops his intimidation, and he, walks over to him. He's like, listen, if you had just been honest from the get-go, we never would have had a problem. I know how you feel. Like, look at us. Do you really think that we haven't had that kind of situation too? People hate us. We try to do good, and they don't like us. So I get it. I understand. If you can promise that you will try to be nicer to us, we will, well, I can say I will help you. It's up to them if they want to help.
I can't promise that I'll be nice, but I can promise I'll be less rude. Does that work?
As long as you know the consequences are gonna come from it, then yeah, that's fine. You can't, I'm not gonna always be nice if you're mean, but I will try my best, because you gotta understand, we're coming from the same place, man. I've been discriminated
Debatable, but okay.
You don't know my life. I don't know your life, but I do know how people treat our kind. And you do too.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that until this day, I didn't know that draws existed.
Oh, well, dude, let me tell you, they hate us. Yeah, most of the world thinks we're evil, my man.
Are you?
No. Do I seem evil? I helped a girl who was crying. I can't walk 2 feet without helping somebody. I'm not an evil person.
It's true. It took us half an hour to walk here.
I see a kid lose a ball, I go get the ball for them. I see a puppy in the street, I gotta get the puppy out of the street. I am a nice person. I am not evil, and I'm tired of people thinking I'm evil because of the way I look. And I understand how you feel on that level. So if you can be civil and understand that you're not alone, then we can work together, okay?
Okay, he's silent. He's not responding, but he is giving you a small nod.
Okay. That's all I can
Yeah.
ask. Dimitri, what do you want to do? I'm not gonna make you do anything.
I'm in. Yeah.
Okay. Kenny turns to Neri and he's like, hey, if you still want to come with us, now there seems to be gold involved.
Well, I don't really care, I guess, about the gold, but like, I'll go because it'll inspire me to write so many songs. You guys just inspired me so much just now. I feel like I'm gonna cry.
Oh no! Don't cry! It's gonna make me cringe.
Dimitri
Don't
reaches
cry.
over and just pats her on the shoulder.
You're welcome to write as many songs as you want. And you know what? I'll listen to them. Bubbles, was that your name? I think I caught it. I think he said it once or twice. Are you still willing to come with us?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Okay. Then as long as we have an agreement, you have our help.
Okay. How does one help exactly?
Kenny just kind of like looks at him funny. We go with you. Someone help me out here.
You're gonna be the little devil behind all this. And I'm gonna be the one sitting there ripping bodies apart.
Wait, aren't you like a woman of God? Why are you happy about ripping people apart?
Heretics, baby, heretics.
Hey, Kenny just raises his hands. He's like, can we please not rip anybody apart? I am trying to be a hero here.
Oh, okay, I won't.
I'm sorry. I would rather not. Like, listen, if there's some sort of really, really dangerous monster and you want to flex and rip it apart, sure. But people are people. Can we not
Okay.
kill people? We can put them to sleep or knock them out.
I kind of bend over, stick my pinky out, and I say, I pinky promise I won't.
He takes her pinky and shakes it. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Harry has a crush on Bubbles.
Oh, that's adorable. I don't think we introduced ourselves. I'm Kenneth. My friends call me Kenny, and this is my friend Dimitri.
It's me. I'm Dimitri.
I guess, you don't know anything about us, so, I mean, you kind of heard that we're looking for our family that went missing.
Hey, sweetie, it's okay. Let's go to the tavern. There's a lot of, not the skunk. We'll go there tonight.
Yeah.
We'll talk all over when there's a lot less ears.
Yeah, thank you, smart. He, like, points, like, from his eyes to their eyes and then looks around and is like, smart.
The rest of the day passes rather amiably. You guys all kind of get to know each other. You spend some more time in the tavern. You then go out in the town. There are lots of things to see, and between all of you, sightseeing is something that interests you guys. For one reason or another, you guys get through some of the markets, but you don't really have much money to spend, and you look around some other places. As the evening winds down, the sun is just setting over the horizon. The storm clouds have moved in. It's threatening rain. Most people are kind of going inside. And that leaves you guys with an appointment to keep.
Yes, so we're supposed to meet the troll and the lady in the sleeping skunk.
Ah, yes. The stinky skunk.
the sleeping skunk.
I
The
mean, it
sleeping
can be
monk.
a sleepy, stinky monk skunk.
Can we just call it the skunk and move on, please?
I mean,
The
I'm
skunky
still
skunk.
gonna talk about it, but you don't gotta listen.
I already regret my decision.
Kenny's had a good day. He saw a lot of things.
You did see a lot of things. You saw a lot of interesting things. You also saw a lot of things you'd never thought you'd seen before.
I saw a dog wear pants, and that was not how I thought it would wear them. Sorry.
Yeah, the front leg, that was kind of weird.
Right? You would think it would
Very
wear it all back.
controversial. Very
Fashion
controversial.
statement. It was indeed a fashion statement. Alright, now how do you guys want to go about finding the sleeping skunk? You can do investigation if you want to perhaps try to find clues around the town to where it is.
Listen, Kenny's just gonna ask somebody. We already know this is how he rolls. He's just gonna walk up to somebody. Excuse me.
And tell them
sir.
your life story.
Excuse me, sir. I hate to bother you, but do you happen to know where the sleeping skunk is? And it's just some random guy.
Yup. The human turns around to look at you, and he kind of blinks at you and says, "Oh, I'm not a guard or nothing, but
Why do people keep saying that?
looks
Do I
to you a
need to
little
ask the guard?
He looks a little puzzled. He says, "Well, I don't know. Usually when people are looking for directions, they go up to a guard or something. But that's all right. I know where the sleeping skunk is."
How are we supposed to know which ones are guards?
He looks to you, Derry. He kind of frowns as though the question never occurred to him before. He says, "Well, I don't know. They look like guards, you know. They got the heavy armor and the weird hats they all wear." He kind of mimes like a guard hat.
Huh. Can't
yeah,
say
like-
I've seen that before.
They got the big spears. As a couple of guards walk by, he points at like, "See? Those are guards."
Oh. I don't want to talk to them. You look a lot friendlier. You said you knew where it was?
Yeah, I do.
Would you mind
Hey.
telling me, kind sir?
He kind of takes the moment to get his bearings. He goes, "Well, all right. So if you go down the street, you want to turn at the Fishmonger Street. You want to go down at least. Wait. Like 2 streets. Go down 2 streets, and then you're gonna want to turn left, and you go down that road for a bit,
Okay.
and then it should have a big sign. I think it's the 4th building, but it also could be the 3rd building on your right.
Okay.
But it'll have a big sign. It says the sleeping skunk. The half of it's fallen off, so it just says the sleeping skunk.
Oh, well, that is very useful. Thank you very much, kind sir. I will be on my way.
He looks super happy that he could help you guys.
Yay! Dimitri, did you catch that? Because I didn't get shit.
We need to work on your comprehension a little bit, I think.
I'm the voice, you're the ears. That's how this works. You're supposed to pay
Gotcha.
attention.
Fishmonger potentially turning down or going down 2 streets, and then down maybe 3rd or 4th building.
See? That's what, and he slaps him on the back. That's what I keep you around for, bud. No, I'm just kidding. I love you.
Once again, you people are supposed to be the heroes on a quest.
I don't think we did anything wrong. That guy looks super happy that he helped us. I think we made his day, don't you think?
Yeah, sure. At this point, I really couldn't care less. Let's please move on.
Ah, jeez, you just got your panties in a twist, sir. He just starts walking.
All right. Who's taking the lead? Because if Kenny is taking the lead, I'm going to make Kenny roll something. Uh-oh.
I'll take the lead. I'll march proudly in front of everybody.
Thank you. Bubbles, you were listening. You know where you're going. You head off down the street. Bubbles, you still go the wrong direction. You firmly take the lead, then you turn the other way. You're like, "It's down this way, guys."
Dimitri, is this the right way?
We're lost, aren't we? We're lost, aren't
He's
we?
looking for the fishmonger.
I don't.
Bubbles is going the right way. Definitely. And you started following Bubbles. Dimitri,
Yes,
you were listening.
I was listening.
You would know that you guys are supposed to go straight, not turn around. You guys are supposed to go straight, because a few streets down, that's where Fishmonger Lane is going to be.
Guys.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm pretty sure I've said it a couple times. We're heading toward Fishmonger Lane. That's that way. Toward the docks. That direction.
Oh.
Straight. Instead of
Silly
doing
me.
the good turn. Yeah.
That makes sense, because fish are in the big blue.
Yes. They're in
Got a
the
point
big
there.
blue.
Oh, okay. We should turn around. They turn around. Dimitri,
But,
it's so good that you know how to get around places.
I just listen.
The sun is growing lower in the sky, and you can feel raindrops start to plop down on y'all's heads.
Oh no, not rain.
This is Bubbles and Neri. Both of you are having the time of your lives. It's raining. It's great.
What's happening? Why is water falling from the sky? What is this? Is it dangerous?
Wait. No, it's not dangerous. It's the clouds. You know the big fluffies in the sky.
Yeah.
They fill with water, and when they get too full, they rain down.
Oh,
And that's
Yeah.
what it's just water. It's just water.
oh, okay.
It's water, but it's the tears of the gods.
Why are the gods so sad?
Because all my friends died.
I'm so sorry your friends died.
I call them my friends. I didn't actually meet any of them. I just knew they were gonna be cool, and then when I got there, they were all dead.
That's
Aw.
such a bummer.
Poor thing.
At this point, Arkesh is actually whimpering under his breath. He's done. He's done.
Sorry,
You
go ahead.
want to piggyback on my neck?
No, that's only gonna hurt my pride more.
Do you want to carry me?
You guys start down. You guys find Fishmonger Lane. Dimitri, you know which way you're going. You turn left.
Hell yeah.
You start walking. You walk down one street, and you're like, you turn to look, and you're like, no sleeping skunk. All right, another street. By this point, the rain is coming down surprisingly hard, very quickly. It is starting to rain. You might want to get inside.
You know,
There's
it's
basically
not
no one on the streets.
The best part about this heavy rain is no one can see me cry.
So
My God,
depressing.
That's so emo. Man, let me play some My Chemical Romance for you, my dude.
Do that, Elf. Play Linkin Park. Play Numb by Linkin Park.
My apothecary paramour.
Okay, I assume we start picking up the pace because now the rain is not fun and it sucks.
Neri is holding her bag above Acacia's head, and he can try and stop her, but it won't work because she's taller, so she's blocking the rain from hitting him.
Tall girl.
Uh,
What a good bean she is.
In the rain. She does not care.
Dimitri kind of is leading, right? Kenny's gonna run ahead to try to find it because he's fast. So DM, does he find the place?
Well, let's see. How many streets ahead does he run?
2.
All right. Roll me an investigation check.
Jeez, I got a 16.
There's definitely no sleeping skunk around here. You're looking down the streets and you're like, man, this is not the right place. Meanwhile, Dimitri, you go one more street down and you turn and you immediately see it. It's right there. Big ass sign, broken. You would notice that Kenny has run ahead an extra street.
He looks around and he's not stupid. He's not going to stay there. He runs back to Dimitri and goes, "Oh, there it is."
So Neri goes to Kenny and covers his mouth, and she's like, "You're gonna wake it up."
Oh, sorry, there it is. Sorry, Mr. Skunk.
yeah, so Arkasha doesn't hang out with the idiot squad and he just immediately goes inside for shelter.
All right. As everybody enters the sleeping skunk, roll me perception checks.
All right. Come
Oh,
here,
thank God.
buddy.
I want to do it.
16, finally, something good.
Fuck, I got a 13.
11.
Holy shit.
Perception. What do I get plus? Let me double
Oh,
check.
wait, yeah. Perception
Plus
has a
4.
modifier. Hold on.
They all
So
have
I got a 13. That's okay.
Oh, so I originally, what did I say? I got a 13, then perception is plus 2, so 14, 15. I got a 15. I always forget my modifiers.
Alright, so what do we see?
I got an
DM.
8 for the record.
Thankfully, it's pretty obvious. There are not many people. This is small, and this is clearly just like the little bar at the base inn, probably for breakfast and dinner. You know, very small, petite human woman behind the counter, and you guys look around, and everybody except for Dimitri would see pretty quickly the pair that are sitting in the corner, Sissa and Aelin the paladin. Sissa has apparently managed to quiet Aelin down, but the moment he sees you guys, he specifically spots you, Arcacia, and he'd be like, "Ah! Warlock! Over here!"
It startles Dimitri.
Before anybody goes anywhere, Kenny runs straight to the lady and is doing a little dance. Excuse me, madam, do you have a bathroom, a restroom?
Oh, a bathroom. Yes, if you go right out the door there. I know it's raining, but there's a little outhouse out there if you need to use it.
Okay. Hey, guys, I gotta use a little drow room. I'll be right back. And he runs outside to pee.
Neri was like, "Are you sure you don't want to use my bag?"
I have a question for the DM.
Hit me with it.
While I'm outside, if I roll a perception check, is there anything cool going on outside besides rain?
There might be.
Let's find out. I got something. I got an 18.
Right. As you return from, as you put it, the little drow room, it's still raining pretty heavily, but you kind of stand under the overhang, so it's not immediately raining on your face. So you don't have much experience with what thunderstorms are supposed to look like.
Yeah.
But something about it feels off. There's this weird charge in the air, not like an electrical charge, more like this heavy, cloying, magical charge. The kind of thing you feel when you're around Dimitri sometimes. The few occasions where he gets angry, it kind of has the same feeling of like magic roiling up. Nothing's being cast currently, but there's magic in the air. And as you look up the clouds, you would see they're laced with this dark purple. And it's just kind of sparking through them instead of lightning.
Oh, that is not good. He's just kind of like squinting at it, and like he closes his eyes and his ears twitch, and he's focusing on that feeling because it's so familiar from when Dimitri does it. And then as soon as he's sure that is the same pressurized charge feeling, a shiver goes down his spine. He's like, that's not good. That's bad. That's bad news. And he starts running toward, he runs back inside.
Does he pee his pants?
No, he already used the bathroom.
Gotcha.
He comes in and DM, what is the sight with everybody? Because I assume everybody's talking.
We'll cut quickly to a couple minutes before. As Kenny runs off to use the restroom, what are you guys doing?
I'm about to arm wrestle the troll to see who's stronger.
Neri is watching with like hearts in her eyes, but she's also like bringing out her bag, and like the water that comes out is not clean.
Make me a strength check. Bubbles. 20
in total.
So, I kid you not, the Paladin rolled a nat 20. You guys are locked in this arm wrestle, like, wow, you both just, like, clasp hands like you're going to shake hands, and you're both like, no, we must see who's stronger. You guys play at your elbows, and you're like, ah, yes, I see you are a man of culture as well. You guys arm wrestling, yeah. This is just, they're like, oh my god, really? And, like, you tussle back and forth. It's this, for you guys, it's this intense struggle, you know, as you guys try to force each other to the table. For everybody else, it just looks like your arms are moving like a couple inches either way. But finally, after a good 3 minutes, as Kenny slams the door back open to come in, it surprises you, Bubbles, and the Paladin finally smacks your hand to the table. He's like, ah! I won! A round of drinks for everybody! Like, the one other person that isn't your group in the room just kind of weakly goes, yay!
I'm just more excited now about the free drinks.
Yeah, actually, give me the strongest thing that you have. What would that be?
Dragon's Bane.
Perfect. I'm putting that also in my backpack.
A bottle of Dragon's Bane, and you put in your backpack. as you guys all settle down, the cleric, Sissa, looks up at you and would notice you, Kenny, coming back in, and she goes, "Oh, I didn't realize that we were going to have all of you here. How wonderful."
Kenny looks really, really pale, and his ears are down.
Dimitri just kind of, like, he had just sat down at the table to watch the epic arm wrestling match of the century. Wah, 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 wah. And he just kind of slowly rises and takes a step toward Kenny, because he's known him for forever, so he sees how deeply freaked out he looks.
Kenny, meets him in the middle, and he's like, okay, there's something bad outside. Magic casting, not a normal storm. Something bad. Dimitri, bad. He's trying to get his words out, but it's hard because he's freaking out.
He kind of puts, a hand on his elbow and leads him back over to the table slowly and puts him in the seat that he was sitting in.
Kenny's kind of panting a little, and he's his eyes are looking around at the windows, and he's trying to find the words. So he knows Dimitri kind of gets what he says when he says this stuff. He's like, casting magic, pressure, Dimitri.
Dimitri kind of looks at Sissa and is like, what's going on here?
She glances out the window, and her brows pinch together, and she unsurreptitiously nudges Aelin. Aelin looks away from, he's talking to you, Bubbles, about I see your strength is quite impressive, where have you trained? He startles away from this, and he looks out the window. They both look, and Sissa hums softly and says, "That is one of the reasons why we were gathering you here."
That's magic. He's regained himself a little. That's a really big, someone's working a big spell. Something bad.
"I regret to inform you," Sissa begins, and then Aelin cuts across her, is like, "These happen all the time. This is what the islands are like. Every few days there's one of these frickin' storms, and half the time there are these creatures that come out of the water. It's a mess." Alright?
Roll an insight check.
That is happening. Insight on who?
On the troll dude.
Alright. Are you trying to see
what
are you
Why
trying
the
to,
troll? The troll has been the nicest person I've met so far.
Because they have conflicting stories going on.
Well,
Yeah.
I believe the troll.
Go ahead and roll your insight check, because he wouldn't know you were rolling an insight check, because that's a player thing.
No, Dimitri slams his hand in the middle of the table. I roll an insight check.
Go ahead, roll your insight check.
I got a 16.
you look at the troll, and you're like, Yep, he seems to be, for all intents and purposes, he seems to be telling the truth. But you have a feeling that he might be leaving some things out. He's telling the truth, but it's probably not the whole truth.
Gotcha.
So you're telling me that this is normal?
And this is where Sissa would cut in, as she says, "It didn't used to be normal. These storms have been rather recent. We have received pleas for help from the island. The entire church, both on Illyrion and KotA, we have all received the same messages. Something bad is happening on the island, and somebody has to do something. Which is, as my companion was saying, I was saying it much better than you, as my companion was saying, we have called you here to hopefully deal with this problem."
That is some big magics, and your companion dude here was saying monsters? There are monsters?
But also no danger.
Oh yeah, I seem to recall hearing that one.
He's like, "Oh yeah, no danger, haha. Well, I mean, our monster's really that dangerous."
Yes?
Bubbles just kind of laughs.
Sissa looks at you very seriously, Kenny, and says, "It is very dangerous. Everybody that has..." She kind of dithers for a moment before admitting in a softer tone, like it's not information she wants let out. We have sent covert probes to the island, people from the church, just to ascertain the situation. Not all of them have made it back. In fact, the majority of them have not made it back. This is the most overt attempt at discovering the situation we have made. It comes from the leaders in the church, those who have spoken directly to Istis. They say that if we do not deal with this problem soon, it could be a risk to everybody, not just the people on the islands, but the mainland included.
Uh-huh. Okay. So, I gotta wonder, if it's such a big deal, why are not more people involved? I mean, you guys, you didn't know we were gonna get involved, but like, why does the church not hire paladins and hire some strong guys from the mainland or something to come figure this out?
Again, Sissa falls silent, almost like she's carefully trying to contemplate her words. And naturally, Aelin cuts right across her, not even caring that she's trying to be covert about this. Because the cult has infiltrated the church.
Oh my god! That's information you probably should have led with! Oh my god!
Sissa is, just carefully, she's carefully picking at her robes as she says, "It appears that way. We do not have all the information, but only the very most important people in the church are being told of the severity of this problem. They are sending their best, but only their best. I'd rather there be numbers, but unfortunately it seems that the people who have come back often later were revealed to have been converted by the cult. We need to track down the cult. We need to find who's leading them, and we need to find out what their goal is. And at this point, we're desperate."
Oh boy.
I wouldn't say we're desperate, Aelin. We're desperate. Shut up.
Oh boy. Kenny just leans back in his chair. Oh boy, oh boy.
Just the news of hearing that heretics have infiltrated the church infuriates Bubbles. She whips out her hammer and screams, "Heretics!"
Ah! Bubbles, maybe don't scream after I just heard the words cult.
I want to hear what's his face's reaction. The troll.
Yeah, immediately as Bubbles, heretics, he immediately pulls his own warhammer off his back. He's like, "Heretics!"
Oh, Jesus, my heart.
So Neri's just like, "Heretics!" No idea what's going on. She just really likes being a part of the team.
There's so much zest.
Dimitri, what do you think on this?
He kind of quietly says it might help lead us to Brian and Nancy in some way, maybe. Especially because we were going to meet here to talk about that first.
Kenny turns to her and he's like, "So you said you had an idea that they might be involved. Explain to me how."
And so she's like, "Oh, they're not in the cult, are they?"
My brother would never. And he looks like he's not usually cold to people, but his eyes narrowed and they kind of had that "don't say that" look.
And she's like, "Listen, the whole elven people were just dead. I've seen weirder."
No, I don't think my brother is involved with this cult. Maybe he got captured, or maybe he was fighting them, but never involved.
This is kind of new, and they've been missing for quite some time. But it might be correlated.
Sissa would take a breath and say, Unfortunately, the cult is not new. It is only recently that they seem to have swelled to these frightening proportions. Your brother, however, if he was looking to be a hero, your sister as well, they were looking to be heroes, then it's quite likely that they also went after the cult. Perhaps, if you are looking for them, you might be able to find them if you took the same path they did.
Oh boy. Okay. Cults. God, cults? Really? Look at us. They're gonna think we're part of it. He just looks at him and Dimitri we can't get away from this shit.
I'm slowly slipping back, aiming for the cleric, trying to see if I can find a room. Cheap, obviously cheap. I'm not made out of money, and money doesn't grow on trees, so I can take a shower.
The Paladin's gonna call you back. He's like, wait, you haven't gotten your quest yet.
Oh my god! Now you're telling me. Okay, so he's massaging his forehead, slowly retracing his steps, turns to the troll, and he says, "Make it quick, please."
He looks a little miffed at this. Like, you were much friendlier back at the tavern. I don't know what's gotten into you.
A lot. Alright, so...
Literally
so how...
got rained on.
Yes, great. A lovely storm. We used to get these all the time back on the mainland. Not like this, not magical rain, but like normal rain. The kind that does rain things.
Oh, I'm from the mainland too.
Rain things. Huh. Is that a technical term?
Arkasha is gritting his teeth, and he's emphasizing the words really loudly, making sure that each and every single one of you heard his words. We were talking about a quest, if I recall.
Sissa turns to you, and Arcacia, I'm gonna need you to make me an opposing charisma check.
Alright. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get alright, place your bets. Am I gonna get less than 6 or a bit more?
Less than 6.
Alright. Just a little bit. Alright. And I have a 5 for my saving throw in charisma. So that's 13. And
Sissa looks to you, Arcacia, and for just the briefest moment, the runes on her skin glow.
Uh-oh.
In her eyes, which are they're not quite the usual drow red. She appears to have something else mixed into her blood. Actually, Kenny's the only one who would know what she is, but for the rest of you, she just appears to be partially drow. She looks at you, and her eyes, which are this kind of not quite crimson red, like a mahogany color, just darken to almost black for a split second. And she would just say, "Please, sit down. You're disrupting people." And you're intimidated by this. She's pretty scary, man.
Wait, should I make a wisdom throw?
You already made your roll and you failed.
Oof.
Yeah, Drell.
Can we get an oof?
Scary. Oof.
Yeah. Can we get an F, please?
Kenny doesn't say anything, but he elbows Dimitri and kind of grins, because he's seen that kind of shit before. He just grins his eyes.
Alright, so Arcacia moves along. You mentioned that there was another guy in the tab. There was another guy sitting. Yeah, right?
There's another old elf man sitting in the corner.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna go and sit next to him.
You go across the room after Ayla specifically asked you to, sit down near them so he give you your quest. You walk across the room from him and sit down next to the old elf. Back to you in a moment. Meanwhile, what are the rest of you doing?
Well, Kenny just sighed big deep.
Big deep
sigh of this man. My God, has no patience and cares not for anybody but himself.
And Sissa turns back to the rest of you. None of the runes are no longer glowing, and her eyes are back to the normal soft mahogany. She would smile back to you and say, as your companion so helpfully said, yes, you could call this a quest. We are willing to pay you.
Okay, from across the room, I scream 100 up front and another 700 once the quest is finished, just to make sure that she's not ripping me off.
Ignoring you,
Yeah.
Sissa would look to the four of you and say, "Is this something that would interest you all?"
Okay, I can't speak for everybody else. I was gonna do the mission anyway. I would gladly take the gold if you're offering it. So thank you, for the gold in advance. Jesus, fantasy Christ. Getting a fantasy headache. But yes, so from your mouth, please detail us what you need us to do, where you need us to go, and I guess he said we get something up front. I would like you to lay that out for us, please, if you don't mind. Just giving us the details.
Sissa would pull out a map on which she rolls it out, and she would point to an island just north of where you are. She points to the island you guys are on. She says, "This is the Cobalt Island," and I'm sure you all know. You guys are right here. We need you to go up here. She points to the next island above it. We need you to go up here to this little town right here. It's called Cutlass. Admittedly, it's not the nicest place, but they have been reporting, well, the priest at the temple there has sent word asking for help. He says that there appears to be a cult taking over his town. We need you to investigate it covertly if possible. Find out what they're planning and bring the information to us. She points to the island at the very north tip of the chain of islands. She says, after we complete our journey, we will be coming up here to Melisarine, and we would love to meet you there if you take the quest.
Okay, so we're gonna split up. You're gonna go one way, we're gonna go the other way, and then meet up.
Yes.
Okay.
That is, cover as much ground as possible.
Do you have any sort of official notation from the church that we need to show the priest?
I would say if you gave him my name, it would be enough, but she reaches into her pouch, and after itching about her forearm into this tiny-ass pouch, which you guys kind of guessed, probably bag of holding, she would pull out a symbol.
Ooh.
She would hand it to you. It's made of metal. It's quite light, but the metal it's made out of appears to probably be precious. She says, "This is an official symbol of Istus. Only high-up members of the church carry these. If you show it to him, he will know that you have been sent on official business, and he will help you in any capacity he can."
Okay. And Kenny puts that in his bag. Unless it's something that's wearable, and he'll put it on his person underneath his cloak.
Right. You can just probably put it in your bag, or if you wanted to loop a chain through it, you could wear it as a necklace.
Yeah, he might do that later. He doesn't have a chain at the moment. Okay, and so I assume this 100 up front is for traveling fees and stuff, since we gotta get there.
She shakes her head and she says, "No, we will be covering your travel fees.
Oh.
We have a boat that is chartered, leaving. If we couldn't find anybody, it was assumed that I would go one way and Aelin would go another, but I think this works much better. After all, what would Aelin do without me?" He grumbles under her breath. He's like, "Probably have some fun." She's like, "I'm sure. But as you said, 100 up front for each of you." And she would start pulling out small pouches and putting them, she takes out 5 and she lays them out. She says, "We are paying you this much because it is dangerous. I would not be paying somebody so much if this were an easy task. But I trust that capable people such as yourself should be able to find something. And
So,
if not, well, that is news as well."
so before we do anything else, and he like looks around at everybody, makes a point to look across the room at everybody. I want to just make this clear. We do not need to get involved unless we feel it necessary. We're investigating, correct? We're looking for information.
Preferably, she gently says, preferably do not make your presence known to the cult. If you can get through this without them knowing that they were being investigated, that would be ideal.
So stealth. Take this information in before we even leave. We are on a stealth mission. Now we can take our gold. Cause I wasn't gonna take it until everybody understood we're not going in guns blazing. Fantasy guns blazing.
So, because this is supposed to be more of a covert thing, and I'm in, like, a mix of war robes covered in Istis symbols, something tells me I should get a change of outfits before we go.
Yes!
So I kind of mentioned that to the Restia, however you say her name, and ask her if she has anything, like, to disguise myself a little bit better.
Sissa would nod slowly and say, yes, we will have sets of plain clothes for you on the boat. They might not fit perfectly, but they should be roughly the right size. If you would like some plain robes so you do not announce your allegiance so openly, then those can be arranged as well.
Smart.
Take it.
Smart thinking there, Bubbles. Smart thinking.
Like, kind of take Kenny and Dimitri to the side here. I'm like, I know I went a little off there about getting those heretics. And that's kind of my job. But, got that vision from Istis. Istis is the top. So I'm taking you guys as my priority here.
Oh.
If it's a choice between investigate and follow you guys, I'm picking both of you.
Kenny just looks to Dimitri. He feels real touched. He's like, thank you. That means a lot.
Thank you. Truly. Madly, deeply.
We appreciate you. Shut up, Dimitri.
I'll be your dream, I'll be your wish, I'll be your fantasy. No,
You know, that means a lot, Bubbles. Thank you. And you know what? I feel good having you on our side. You know, you're real strong. You took that guy down quick. Well, he took you down, but you almost took him down. I saw that. Yeah, so I assume they just kind of walk back, or they kind of lean back, and then Kenny starts handing everybody their bags of monies that were sitting there, I assume.
Yes.
All right,
Why not?
Arcadia. Quickly flip
That
over
she
to you,
was left
Arcadia.
behind.
While they were having this conversation, the old elf is just eyeing you with visible distaste the whole time.
Oh, I'm gonna roll a frickin' perception check. It's perception, right? Balls. I got a 13. Wait, plus 2, 13, 14, 15. Does a 15 get me anything while I'm...
You notice the elf is definitely staring at him, and he's frowning. He's staring at Arcadia, who is sitting next to him, and just, like, frowning at him, like, what are you doing?
Hey, Arcadia, would you like to come get your gold?
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's do that. He's like,
Yeah. Yeah, so he basically stands up really quick, waddles his way towards you, picks up his gold, and he's finally satisfied. Finally, something is going his way in this long, agonizing day.
Oh boy. So Kenny is taking out his bag and he just puts his gold with his other money. So, hold on. Kenny's never seen platinum before. So, he's gonna turn to Dimitri and be like, hey, this isn't gold. This seems...
It's better.
Wait, we got platinums or golds?
We got platinums. Apparently it equals 100 gold.
Yep.
Alright.
I've never seen one in person.
Me either. Wow. That's the most money I think I've ever had in my life.
Mary just like throws it in her bag.
Alright, and as you guys are all collecting your gold, you would hear somebody pounding on the front door of the inn. The innkeeper looks at it in confusion, and she hurries to it. And as she comes to it, there's a young lad out there. The wind is currently, the moment she opens the door, you just hear this onslaught of sound. The wind is howling out there. The rain is just pounding. Like, you were hearing it dully inside. It's pretty, obviously there's like, there's a crash of thunder. And he just frantically says, everybody needs to stay inside. The creatures are back. They're trying to get the guards to come, but there's a lot of them this time. It's pretty bad. She's like, oh, okay, I'll make sure that everybody stays inside. Thank you so much for saying. And she quickly closes the door as the lad runs off. She quickly closes the door and starts to bar it. And she calls to you guys. I'm so sorry to do this to you, but there appears to be a disturbance out at the port, and we just would like everybody to stay inside to stay safe. And says this, Aelin immediately stands up and is like, we do not stay safe, we save people. What's going on? She's kind of just a little taken aback, and she's like, well, there appear to be monsters. We've been dealing with monsters recently that keep coming up from the depths. We don't know what they are, but they keep attacking the places near the ocean. And it's been quite brutal. We've lost quite a few people to it. And he looks to you, Five, and he says, well, this looks like a job for us. Do you guys want to come with?
In an unusually deep voice, I just start shouting, ready to go.
What happens to them getting involved unless we had to?
Is that little boy gonna be okay running around out there with monsters? Does nobody else care that the kid is out there?
He looks to you guys and she says, well, he's going further inland, so he's probably safer than the rest of us. You guys can stay in here if you'd like. It will probably be safe in here. The guards will be out there fighting them, but any help is good help. We've lost a lot of people to these creatures, and any help to deal with them is welcome.
Okay.
Aelin looks at you and is like, come on, clearly this has to do with the heretics. We gotta stop them. Thistle says, well, would you like to help?
There is
Mary says, heretics!
There is
I'm not gonna be living this down. Yeah, sure, why not? There's a good chance that I'm gonna die. So yeah, I'm in.
There's a big difference between going on a quest and investigating and letting townspeople die. Yeah, of course we're gonna help.
Yep. Heretics.
Alright.
Yeah.
There, we will leave today's session off. Thank you all for joining us. Thus ends session 1 of the Abyss.
Wait, this is it? This is it?
Gently, Istis sets aside her knitting needles and gives you a bright smile. My goodness, looks like the party is all together. It's a little rough at first. All new acquaintances are, but I am sure they will all come to be good friends. After all, they have lots they have to do. For now, though, I suppose we will leave it here. I will see you again soon. We wouldn't want to leave these children hanging there forever.